Hi, this is Fred Quire with the Buffer Zone Diet. Gilbert,
Hello,
how you
Fred.
doing?
Good to see you.
AKA the Salsa Man.
Yes, sir.
So, we're here. We're at the beginning of the first interviews where we're talking to people whose lives have been changed by the Buffer Zone. Start us out. What was your life like before the Buffer Zone? How did you get introduced to it? What finally made you decide to do something? Let's start there.
Well, I believe that God puts us in certain places at a certain time.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to be in the same building where you work at. And, we'd run into you in the hallways and small talk here and there and notice your weight loss and ask you, what were you doing?
Yeah.
And then, you introduced me to the Buffer Zone, the advanced part of it before it was published. And then I noticed one of your other coworkers, I won't mention her name, and noticed her weight loss. And I asked her, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And she said, "The Buffer Zone." And you called me into your office and told me about it, and I said I would do it, and I didn't do it at first.
Like most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess a couple of months went by, and you asked me, was I reading the book?
Yeah.
And like everything else, I made an excuse. And
Yeah.
you generally, call me into your office and gave me a second advance copy. And it was then that I knew that you were really sincere about changing people's lives.
Yeah.
And that you cared.
Yeah.
And I took the book and read it, and I found knowledge that I didn't know about before.
Yeah.
Because of your personal experience,
Yeah. What were some of the big things that you were like, God, I didn't know this, I didn't know that? What were a few of the things that you went, gosh, no one ever told me this?
Well, no one ever told me that I couldn't have, or that I was always taught to have 3 big meals a day.
Yeah, I've been told that. Yeah, me too.
I didn't know my body could live off of 1 big meal.
Yeah.
And then
the 2 smaller.
the 2 smaller ones.
Yeah.
And to make sure I had my breakfast.
Yeah.
And then my environment.
Yeah.
Environment regulates behavior, and it was not only the people around me, but the snacks and the junk food I had in my kitchen.
Yeah.
And then my emotions. Something's going on at home and in your life.
Yeah.
And then you go reach for a snack, and then it just keep eating.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you decide to go on it, and how many days did it take you to start seeing some results? And what was it like when you started noticing that the weights started coming off? What would it feel like when you started seeing the weight come off?
Yeah, it felt great. It felt great. Just like my coworker Abby said, you start seeing the numbers going down on the scale, and you think, man, this is working.
Yeah.
I learned, top loading with the salad.
Yeah, the front loading. The front loading
is very important, and I noticed that, and it kept me from reaching for seconds on my big meal.
It works like a charm.
Because it fills you up.
Yeah.
And then just, having people compliment you. And
That's nice.
Seeing that
That's nice.
You're losing weight, because I can tell myself anything.
Your face. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually had one of my nieces, I look taller.
That's great. We cannot promise you that you'll get taller on the Buffer Zone, but you may look taller to others.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. And so, I just continue to read it, and I got through it the first time, and I read it a second time.
Yeah.
And because it was, for me, knowledge. It's stuff that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
And you went through a personal thing with your heart attack. If it's okay to say that.
My stroke. Yeah.
Through your personal journey, that you went out there and researched all this information about the body and what we really need.
Yeah.
And
the information was there, just nobody was connecting the dots. It's crazy.
Yeah. And in my upbringing in the Hispanic community,
Sure.
We never have salads before we eat.
No, never.
We just eat.
Yeah.
We just eat. Go back for seconds.
Yeah.
And take a plate to go.
Yeah.
So through what you went through, and just the knowledge that I learned from reading the Buffer Zone is, just woke me up and challenged me.
Wow. So how much weight have you lost?
This morning, I'm down 32 pounds
Wow.
from January 23rd,
Yeah.
2017, and today is May 26th.
Wow. Well,
I kind of hit a wall, and thank God my coworker AB here, over the weekend we'll text, encourage one another.
yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago, I kind of hit a wall, and
Yeah.
but the inches are coming off, and that's another thing
Yeah.
I noticed that
Yeah.
maybe not the pounds, but the inches, and so we made a little 2-week challenge to push us, and I would recommend not only to read it, but to have a buddy, a partner,
Yeah, that's great
or
advice.
a group,
Yeah.
a small group
Yeah.
of people that are doing the buffer zone to, see something that I may not be able to see,
Yeah.
and encourage us. Like on the weekend, I mean, I could be out there eating whatever I want,
Yeah.
but then AB sends me a salad, and I'm like, buffer zone. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
small groups is a great idea.
Yeah, that's good. Well, listen, thanks for taking some time, and what would you like to say to somebody who's watching this, who thinks that no, I'm just genetically predisposed to be fat. There's nothing they can do for me. I've tried everything else. This is, what do you want to say to somebody that maybe can save their lives? What would you like to say? I'll give you the last word for you.
Well, I would just say have a commitment and be consistent at it, and give the buffer zone an opportunity, because it changed my life. I've lost 32 pounds today. Been able to encourage some coworkers and family friends, and I'm just an everyday guy. I don't work for Fred. I just worked in the same building with him, but literally changed my life. And you'll get excited when you go shopping and buy new clothes and smaller sizes. And thank God for Fred for doing the research he did, and it'll save your life.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you next time.